Evening, everyone, and welcome to The Next Revolution. So tonight, we've just learned that the president of France, Emmanuel Macron, is going to stay in office for another 5 years. Now, you may not like Macron, you may not agree with his policies, but here's an interesting fact. At the end of his second term, he'll be 49 years old. 49. At the end of his second term. You see where this is going, don't you? Here, by contrast, we have a president who just told his old friend Barack Obama that he's running for re-election in 2024. At the end of his second term, Biden would be 86. Biden's not exactly a young 79 now. 86? I can't imagine Obama's particularly thrilled about it, judging by how he responded to Biden's somewhat tragic attempts to get his attention at a recent White House event. And in fact, there doesn't seem to be a single Democrat anywhere who's particularly thrilled about it. So what is going on here? The truth is that it's just a sad political game. Democrats are terrified about the midterms. They don't want to add to their problems with presidential candidates jockeying for position before November. And so they've dribbled out this ridiculous Biden re-election pledge that literally no one believes. But it's not a game, actually. It's our country. And the idea that Biden would be the right choice for America in 2024 is not just absurd, it is frankly offensive. And here's 24 reasons why. 1. Biden is obviously senile now. Just look how bad it is when he's in public, when he knows he's on display. Imagine how bad it is in private, when he's supposed to be in charge, making decisions. And then imagine how bad it would be 6 years from now. 2. Everyone can see that America desperately needs a positive vision to get behind, smart policies to strengthen our economy and society, strong leadership. Who seriously thinks Biden is capable of any of that? 3. He is a weak, corrupt machine politician who stands for nothing and is pushed around on everything by whoever holds the power in his party. Right now, that is the far left. And that brings us to number 4, the fact that it totally undermines our democracy to have a president who runs as a moderate but rules as a radical, the figurehead for a far-left extremist agenda. 5. China, our #1 enemy, the brutal authoritarian dictator Xi on the hunt for world domination. We're seriously going to put feeble Biden up against the most determined foe we've ever faced? 6. We mustn't allow Biden to further destabilize the Middle East either. He's alienated traditional allies and made the entire region more dangerous. Now he's about to let Iran get nuclear weapons. Absolutely terrifying. Number 7. Working Americans have already been crushed by inflation as real wages collapse. Biden's stubborn refusal to acknowledge that his own policies helped cause the problem means he can't possibly solve it. He's wrecking the economy and he'll only make it worse. 8. Domestic energy. Trump gave us energy independence. As every day goes by, we see how important that is. Yet, unbelievably, even now, Biden is dogmatically, implacably hostile to US energy. Number 9, the border, total chaos, permanent crisis, hitting our economy, hurting our society. Imagine what a laughingstock America would be, how badly the rule of law would be undermined by another term of open borders. 10, the Biden regime's fascist assault on America's values, branding political opponents domestic terrorists, pushing censorship of anti-regime speech, criminalizing parents who challenge Democrat ideology. Moving on, number 11. Does anyone think the Biden family corruption story is going away? What an embarrassment when it's confirmed that the President of the United States tried to enrich himself and his family in corrupt business deals with a hostile foreign power. And 12. The crime wave. Isn't crime bad enough already? Who thinks 4 more years of Biden would make it better? 13. Biden wants to cut our defenses. Just the right thing to do when we have dictators invading other countries and China trying to replace us as the world's superpower. Number 14. Taxes. Biden's latest budget would land America with the highest taxes of any developed nation. Insanity, when working families are struggling and so many are not even working at all. Which brings us to the next point. Number 15. The labor participation rate. It is the lowest since 1977. Apart from the height of the pandemic lockdown, Biden's policies are keeping people out of work. It is an economic and social disaster. 16. Biden boasts about being the most pro-union president ever. Yeah, and that's the problem. He's bypassing Congress to introduce anti-worker rules. Number 17. the public sector unions, specifically the teacher unions. The public school system, obsessed with indoctrination instead of education, is a disaster for equal opportunity and social mobility. It perpetuates systemic racism, but Biden backs it. Number 18. Biden promised to unite the country to end this uncivil war. He did the exact opposite, demonizing Americans who disagree with him. We can't have 4 more years of Biden's intolerance, divisiveness, and hate. Number 19. America is built on the idea of decentralized power. But this is the most centralizing administration in our history, trying to control everything from Washington, D.C. We have to reverse this destructive madness, not make it worse. 20. This administration is a chaotic mess of amateurishness and incompetence. Their mishandling of the pandemic saw more people die than under Trump, even though they had vaccines and treatments. Their surrender to the Taliban and withdrawal from Afghanistan killed 13 of our service members, hundreds of Afghans, thousands stranded, millions now starving, America's reputation destroyed, and of course directly connected to the incompetence. Number 21. Look at the people Biden appoints, mediocre machine politicians who are totally failing to get to grips with the issues in transportation, energy, of course, the border. Number 22. Although there is one thing the Biden people really are good at, vacuous ideology signaling. That's their response to nearly everything. It totally undermines people's faith in government. Number 23. Biden seems to have no interest in the America beyond Democrats' core voting blocs. We desperately need to revive rural America, support small towns, promote conservation and our beautiful natural environment. And finally, number 24. 4 more years of Biden? Come on, man. Well, did we leave anything out? Tell us your reasons why Biden 2024 would be a disaster. Follow us at Steve Hilton X and at NextRevFNC.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.